A remote community in a country setting was being haunted by a paranormal presence that was destroying the strength, vitality, and normal functioning of it. The people in this community were very afraid and desperate because people were going missing every other week. Some people had reported seeing something that they described as a ghostly figure wandering around in the desolate areas of the community and areas out of the nearby town. There was a man who lived somewhere in one of the surrounding areas, and he told the people in the area about his terrifying encounter with what he described as a paranormal presence in his home. He said that one night, sometime after he went to bed, he was having a hard time falling asleep, and then he started hearing something that sounded like a breeze coming in the hall towards his room. After that, he heard the door of his room opening and heard steps walking towards his bed, as if something that he could not see came into his room. A few seconds after that, everything went completely silent, and he thought he was probably too tired and was imagining things. But not too long after he finished that thought, he started feeling that his feet were being pulled out, as if somebody or something that he could not see, but could feel, was trying to pull him out his bed with such an extreme force that he could not hold onto the bed and was dragged on the floor all the way through the hall, until he ended up almost at the door of his house. Whatever was dragging him wanted to take him out of his house. He described the feeling he had at that moment as one of the most horrifying things that he has ever experienced. He didn't understand what was happening and did not have any explanation for what he was going through at that moment. He said he thought that was it, and that he was going to die. Many thoughts were going through his mind at that moment, and one of those thoughts was to pray, so he then started to pray. As his body was approaching the door and he started to pray, he said that all of a sudden everything stopped. His body stopped being dragged, and the extreme pulling force he was feeling on his feet was gone. He said he was never the same after that terrifying experience. Because of the stories of people seeing the ghostly figure in the areas surrounding the town, and the many stories similar to the one of the man that was almost dragged out of his house, the disappearances of the loved ones of people from this community, and nearby areas started being attributed to this ghost or paranormal presence, as people called it. Their loved ones were never seeing again, and as there were more disappearances happening and more horrifying stories of people being dragged out of their beds and out to the fields in the middle of the night to never being seen again, the people in the town decided to call the rabbi to perform a ceremony to cast this evil presence out of their town. It is said that after that ceremony the community has started to feel as if things are going back to normal and are hoping that the disappearances and scary stories come to an end. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing to our channel, as well as liking and sharing this video, as it helps our channel. Thank you for your support. I will see you in the next one. Until then.